For years, Turkey played a delicate balancing act between NATO and Russia. President Recep Tayyip Erdoğan kept trade open, refused to sanction Russia, and even purchased Russian military equipment. But now that balance is shifting. Turkey is no longer sitting on the fence. It's moving further into NATO's sphere, making life more difficult for Putin. The big question is, why? Is Turkey permanently distancing itself from Russia, or is this just another calculated move by Erdoğan to secure more power? And if Turkey is truly breaking away from Russia's influence, what does that mean for Ukraine, NATO, and the broader geopolitical landscape? The complicated history of Turkey and Russia. To understand Turkey's current stance, we need to look at history. The relationship between Turkey and Russia has always been complicated, shaped by centuries of wars, alliances, and betrayals. One of the most crucial historical flashpoints was Crimea. Originally under Turkic influence, Crimea was once part of the Ottoman Empire before Russia annexed it in 1783. This loss didn't just weaken the Ottomans, it also left a lasting impact on Turkey's strategic thinking. Even after Crimea became part of the Russian Empire, Turkey remained invested in the region, particularly because of its Crimean Tatar population. Fast forward to 2014, when Russia once again annexed Crimea, this time from Ukraine. Turkey strongly condemned the move, not just because it violated international law, but because it threatened the ethnic Tatars who had historical ties to Turkey. While Turkey didn't impose sanctions on Russia, it never recognized Crimea as Russian territory, keeping its support for Ukraine subtle but constant. Crimea's importance, the strategic and economic factor. Why does Crimea matter so much? The answer lies in strategic military positioning and natural resources. Crimea gives Russia direct access to the Black Sea, allowing it to project military power in Eastern Europe, control trade routes, and expand its naval fleet. The annexation also gave Russia access to massive offshore oil and natural gas reserves in the Black Sea, which Ukraine had been developing to reduce its energy dependence on Russia. By taking Crimea, Russia didn't just seize land, it seized economic power that could have made Ukraine more energy independent. For Turkey, this was a wake-up call. Russia was expanding its influence in Turkey's backyard, controlling resources and trade routes that directly affected Turkish interests. This put Turkey in a difficult position. It relied on Russia for natural gas, but didn't want to let Moscow dominate the Black Sea. Turkey's energy dependence on Russia-Turkey has historically been one of Russia's biggest energy customers. In 2021, Russia supplied nearly 45% of Turkey's natural gas. This heavy reliance made it difficult for Turkey to fully oppose Russia on the international stage. However, over the years, Turkey has worked to reduce its dependence on Russian energy. The numbers tell the story. In 2013, 60% of Turkey's gas came from Russia. By 2022, that number had dropped to 39%. To achieve this, Turkey diversified its energy sources. Azerbaijan became a key supplier thanks to the Trans-Anatolian Natural Gas Pipeline, TANAP. Liquefied natural gas, LNG, imports from the US, Qatar, and Algeria increased, reducing reliance on Russian pipelines. The Turkstream pipeline, completed in 2020, kept Russian gas flowing through Turkey but on Turkey's terms, allowing Ankara to act as a transit hub rather than just a dependent buyer. Turkey's shifting energy strategy meant that Russia's leverage over Ankara was weakening. This allowed Erdoğan to be more flexible in his foreign policy without fearing Russian economic retaliation. Turkey's first major clash with Russia. The 2015 jet incident. Tensions between Turkey and Russia escalated dramatically in 2015 when Turkey shot down a Russian Su-24 fighter jet near the Syrian border. Russia responded with harsh economic sanctions, cutting off trade and restricting tourism. This event exposed how fragile Turkey's reliance on Russia really was. The gas supplies remained stable, but Turkey saw firsthand how quickly Russia could use economic pressure as a weapon. This incident forced Turkey to rethink its long-term relationship with Moscow. While ties were later restored, the trust was permanently damaged. Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine, a turning point for Turkey. In 2022, Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine put Turkey in an even more difficult position. European countries cut Russian gas imports, but Turkey continued buying, taking advantage of lower prices. However, while Turkey refused to sanction Russia, it quietly took steps against Moscow, closing the Bosporus and Dardanelles Straits to Russian warships, limiting Moscow's naval operations in the Black Sea, supplying Ukraine with Bayraktar drones, which played a key role in resisting Russian advances, blocking some financial transactions with Russia, even while maintaining diplomatic ties. Turkey's actions showed that while it wasn't cutting off Russia entirely, it was shifting closer to NATO's position. Why Turkey is moving away from Russia's strategic calculations. Erdoğan understands that Russia's long-term influence is weakening. With Russia bogged down in Ukraine, Turkey has more room to assert itself as a regional power. Energy independence. Turkey's diversification of energy sources has made it less dependent on Russian gas, allowing it to take a firmer stance. NATO obligations. As a NATO member, Turkey cannot afford to be seen as too close to Moscow, especially with tensions rising between Russia and the West. Economic and military cooperation with the West. Turkey has faced consequences for buying Russian weapons, including being removed from the F-35 fighter jet program. Strengthening NATO ties brings economic and military benefits. Ukraine's survival matters to Turkey. A strong, independent Ukraine prevents Russia from dominating the Black Sea and challenging Turkey's regional influence. The future of Turkey's role in the Russia-Ukraine war. Turkey is now positioning itself as a mediator in the war, balancing between NATO and Russia. It has brokered key deals, such as the Black Sea Grain Initiative, which helped Ukraine export grain despite the war. Hosting negotiations between Russian and Ukrainian officials, keeping diplomatic channels open, facilitating prisoner exchanges, showing Turkey's ability to engage with both sides. However, Turkey's patience with Russia is running out. Erdoğan's recent statements fully supporting Ukraine's territorial integrity signal that Turkey is no longer neutral. This shift is a huge loss for Russia, which once saw Turkey as a potential ally against NATO. Instead, Turkey is now strengthening its ties with the West, helping NATO counterbalance Russian aggression. Conclusion. Turkey's shift away from Russia isn't just about the war in Ukraine. It's part of a bigger strategy to become more independent, more influential, and less reliant on any one global power. While Erdoğan still tries to play both sides when it benefits him, his actions show a clear long-term move toward NATO's camp. This raises a crucial question. Could Turkey be the one to broker a peace deal in Ukraine, or is this shift just another power move by Erdoğan? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Is Turkey truly moving away from Russia, or is this just another strategic balancing act? Subscribe for more military and geopolitical breakdowns.